Hey guys, Tony. Oh, hey guys, good morning. It's Tony. Um, Unfortunately, we did have that drop that we were talking about yesterday. We didn't drop as low as we thought we could. We did hit lows of what, like 42K ish. I actually thought we were going to go a little bit lower, probably to 41, 40K. I can. I mean, the only, like I said in yesterday's video, the only really good thing about it is we're building. This is what you would call a basic market structure, right? You have your original lower high, your low, and then you have your lower high right here, right? This is your original market structure, your basic formula for the market going up, right? It's essentially the start of Bitcoin doing this, doing that, higher high, higher low, and then et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? I don't need to show you guys again. That's just the basic formula of what happens to any ticker, any symbol, any price when it's going up at a gradual pace, right? That's just a regular uptrend. And that's what's happening right now with Bitcoin, right? So we did have that drop, but like I said in yesterday's video, there's two things that can happen, right? One, which is the bullish side. We do close a bullish day. This would be basically every single one of my Patreon members knows this would be considered a bullish entry right now. A perfect entry on the daily would be right as soon as we get a red bubble created up here and the stochastic is at these lows, we would have a bullish bubble created. And me personally, my price target would be somewhere in the range of like 52K. And the reason I say that is because last time we actually had this perfect trigger was around this level right here, and we actually went from these lows of 37.5 to these highs of 40, like $8,000. So we did it. So we essentially did a $10,000 move, which is basically in the same spot that we're at now, right? We're at 42K, 10K plus would be take us to 52, right? It's a very simple forecast, right? There's nothing too crazy going on about it. The main issue here is not necessarily the daily. The main issue here is the weekly. The weekly looks like one of the worst setups that I have seen on Bitcoin in a while, right? In a couple of months at least. This happened back in November. Again, this happened in September 6th, where you did see a drop from 52K all the way down to 39K, and then you rallied, to 69K. But I think this rally was from Tesla actually saying that they were going to accept Bitcoin, right? And then again, you had multiple instances of there being a weekly close right here, right? Weekly close, big drop on the weekly, and then that's this last weekly close. Actually, if you would have shorted, it would have taken you all the way back down to like 30K, right? And the same thing's happening right now. I can almost guarantee you that next week we are going to be closing a bearish week. Almost guarantee you that next week it's going to be a bearish week, which is extremely unfortunate because if we do close a bearish week next week, I do see us in the next week or two somewhere down in the range of 39K back to like 37K, right? If we do end up closing that bearish week, if we do end up rallying on the daily, right? If we do end up rallying here on the daily, and then we actually do end up getting some really, really, really major bullish pressure on this trigger, possibly sometime in the next couple of days when this actually gets closed, I can see a 52K Bitcoin. But apart from that, longer term, that weekly looks really bad. And also not only that, but the monthly looks even worse. The monthly looks like we actually just created a fresh bear candle on the reverse MACD. So you guys can see here, every single light blue candle right here, light blue, dark blue, dark blue, light blue, every single light blue candle is actually a strength in the bear side and bear momentum, right? Every single dark blue candle is weakening in the bear side. And where are we at right now in April? We're creating a brand new fresh bear month, right? And this is bad because we do not want these to actually go about this way. We do not want to create a fresh bear candle as soon as we've been getting weak momentum on the bear side. We don't want to go back to strength, right? The only thing that I actually like from this pattern is that it matches this previous one before we had a massive rally to the upside, right? We did bear, neutral, bear. Bear, neutral, bear, right? We're in the same exact pattern as we did before we had that huge run up right here. Yeah, let me see if I can make this a little bit more easier for you guys. Extend this a little bit. But we closed a full bullish right here in October, and we actually pushed all the way up to 69K. And the next month we still went to with 69K, right? So us closing a fresh bear candle on the monthly side can maybe signify a bottom. It could maybe something similar to what's happening right here, where we actually had the bottom, then we had 2 bull candles, 2 bull months, bear month, and then a huge pop the next month, right? Which is kind of what's happening right now. You actually had 1, 2, 3 months of full downturn, which is exactly what happened here. 1, 2, let me get rid of that, right? So you had what right here? You had April, May, June, and then you had that recovery, right? And then you have November, December, January. Then you're starting to see that recovery, right? You already have 2 bull months, right? After that drop, which is July, August, and then you had a bear month in September, and then you had a pop in October. Same thing, 2 bull months. Right now in April, we're starting to see that bear month, and then we might see May actually be the significant pop that we need to start this bull rally. And I'm telling you right now, I am extremely bullish after we close a bull trigger on the month. I think we're going to see a year rally on Bitcoin. And I don't even want to say that I'm bearish yet. In my last video, I said that I can't even be bearish yet, right? It's very hard to be bullish right now, but I'm not bearish yet, right? I'm still technically bullish, right? I'm still bullish. I'm not even neutral. I still think Bitcoin is going to push to the upside. It's just the charts are looking very, very, very ugly, and it's very hard to be bullish right now. I'm telling you guys that right now. But there's too many things that are still happening right now that match up with what happened last time before the push to the upside, right? And not only that, you just have a fundamental basic structure of what a uptrend should look like, right? You have a high, you have a low, you have a higher high, you have a higher low, and then more than likely you're probably going to create a higher somewhere up here in the next couple of months. That's what I think. This is on the monthly. This is basic market structure, and I'm more than likely there's probably divergence here also, right? Well, almost divergence, but it just matches up too well, right? So you have 3 bear months, 2 bull months, bear month, and then a pop. 3 bear months, 2 bull months, bear month, and then a pop. We can possibly see that pop in the month of May. But again, it really just depends on what happens on the weekly, because the weekly does look pretty bad. The daily, I want to see this daily push extremely hard to the upside. I want to see this daily push to like 52K. I think it can. So as of right now, again, longer time frames do look extremely bad. Well, actually, just the weekly. The monthly actually looks kind of decent. The weekly looks really bad. The daily looks sort of okay, right? We just needed to close that daily bullish trigger. But I think as of right now, once it actually, I'm only waiting for that close. Once that daily closes, I can see it ripping all the way to 52K, and that would be my forecast. And this trend, more than likely, I would expect this to break also. I would expect that trend to break also. But it's kind of hanging around that 42, 43K mark. I want that daily bullish to close. I mean, plenty of instances where it ends up rallying super hard. I mean, I'll show you guys exactly why I think it's going to rally 10K. Right? I mean, last time, we'll go here. We'll go from lows to highs, right? Lows to highs, 10K, right? This one's a little bit different. This one is from here, lows to highs, 11K. Whoops. Perfect entry was right here. Right here. Lows to highs, $10,000, right? Perfect entry would have been right. See, this is when you were actually in a full-on downtrend. So I wouldn't even really count all of these. But what actually worked out, here we go. This one. Perfect entry right here. So I would probably put the high at 41,000, but if you do the full high, it'd be closer to our target forecast, which would be 88.91, right? But I mean, as you can see, there's very good history supporting this move up once that daily closes bullish, right? We can see a 10K move to the upside, which is why I think we can see that $52,000 mark, right? Again, this is what, from March 14th till March 28th. So that date range is what? Date range from lows, we'll do lows here. So 15 days. So I'm not saying it's from here, but I think But I think earliest that we can probably see that 52K would put us at like April 24th, so like the end of April. So my forecast would be, if we do close this bullish trigger sometime this week, my forecast would probably be 52,000 sometime by the end of April. I think that's what can possibly happen. I think it can happen. I think more than likely, I'm not saying it will, but I'm saying there's a very high probability as long as it actually closes. And again, I'm not bearish. I'm still completely bullish. It's just very hard being bullish right now. But the chart on the weekly looks extremely ugly. The chart on the monthly looks promising. Every other chart looks bearish. The only one that I'm looking at right now is the daily. That's my last hope. If that does nothing, then I think the drop we can see is extremely significant. So I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.